Hello. She gave me this. It's a good time. Today, I'm going to review the movie Zandalee. I think that's how you pronounce it. Literally everyone in the movie said it differently. There was Zandalee, there was Zandalee, like, I don't know where the inflection goes, but it's a movie. It came out in 1991. It stars Nicolas Cage, Judge Reinhold, I think that's his name. Reinhold? I have no idea. But he was Brad from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and that was Nicolas Cage's first movie. So they collabed again, and I don't know the main girl's, like, the main actress's name. I'm very sorry. But Steve Buscemi's in it a few times. And it's funny because Nicolas Cage has, like, long hair, like almost a mullet, kind of like he does in Con Air. And Steve Buscemi is, like, in jail, kind of. Like, he's on parole. He's, like, in charge of taking the trash from the street and putting it in a dump truck. But it was funny, the connections there, because both of them are also in Con Air together. But that's a different movie for a different review. So this movie was very... Okay, I didn't think it was very bad, but...
It was horrible. It was the worst movie we've seen so far.
Out of 10.
2.
2.
3. I'll give it a 3 out of 10.
Okay, 3 out of 10. That's what I gave Firebirds. I don't think it was that bad. I'll say like 5 out of 10. The plot... So referring back to Firebirds. Firebirds had no plot, and the only plot happened in the last 5 minutes. This movie had plot, but it wasn't, like, that good. The plot is there's a married couple, and an old friend comes into the picture of the husband, and they, like, grew up together, and then she's cheating on her husband with him, and this is Nicolas Cage. He's an artist, and it's just really weird. It's, there's a lot of sex scenes, and the most nudity in any Nicolas Cage movie so far. Normally they show, like, the chest, but, this time they also showed the nether regions, but, like, I don't want to talk about it. If a family member of mine is watching this, do not talk to me about this. But, it was, like, kind of blurred, if you catch my drift. So you couldn't see anything, but you could see, like, the hair. Whatever. Bodies are natural, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Anyways, and the ending was very weird. Like, the last 35 minutes was, like, really strange. Like, sorry.
The best part of the movie. The only real part of the movie that had plot.
Okay, you said you didn't want to be in this movie, so why are you contributing?
Okay.
I'm just joking. So, in the last 35 minutes, 2 of the main characters die. One of them... Sorry, there's a lot of cat hair. I wonder why. She's right there, as always. She loves looking out that window. But the husband, this guy, goes like off the deep end, and on the Nicolas Cage complete filmography website, it has like exclamation marks next to movies that has a rampage alert where Nicolas Cage's character goes crazy. And so you'd think that he was like...
Sorry. It was your fault.
He was like the only one that went crazy, but Nicolas Cage Nicolas Cage goes crazy, but this guy goes really crazy. And like the whole time, or I don't know if it's the whole time, but near the end of the movie, he's like to Nicolas Cage, "Oh, my wife has another lover, but I'm not mad at him, and I'm not mad at myself. I don't care, whatever." And then he goes crazy. And yeah, it was really weird. And Nicolas Cage was very like creepy and like predatory. I don't know if that's a word, but he was like preying on the woman sometimes, but like she was into it, but I do not know, but it was really weird. And there were drugs, like Nicolas Cage was addicted to something. They never showed what it was, they never said what it was, but he owed a drug dealer named Pepe money, and that leads to the demise of another character. But so Nicolas Cage near the end of the movie stopped getting drugs because he owed so much money to him, and I think that contributed to like his mental health. I don't know if we're supposed to interpret it that way, but there was definitely like signs of withdrawal. Okay, there's some words I can't say. I'm fine with that. I live with that fact, okay? Normally I go around it, but this time the script in my head couldn't think of a synonym for that. But anyways, normally, or like signs of like the body, the absence of the drug. Like he's very temperamental. He gets angry a lot. He was an artist, like I said, so there's a scene of him like destroying years of his work for no real reason. There's also a scene of him covering himself in black paint, and one of the people in the club, when we were watching it, he was like, "That's not okay to do, Nick Cage. That's blackface." I was like, But in Wild at Heart, the last movie, there's a scene where the mom, crazy lady, takes red lipstick and like draws it all on her skin and like covers her whole face in it. And I don't know if it was a reference to that, but it could have been.
I got stuck on my toe, and I tried to kick it off, and it kicked off way easier than I thought it would.
Okay, yikes. I didn't think it was a terrible movie. They did use sex as a substitute for plot, and I don't like when movies do that, but there was just way too many sex scenes. But she's a beautiful lady, so if you're into that kind of thing, it's just like, it was hard. So, characters have flaws, and that's what makes them realistic. But I feel like it was hard to like any of the characters. Like, I saw a review for this movie, and Nicolas Cage's character was described as you love to hate him. His name's Johnny. Oh, he looked like Tommy Wiseau in The Room. Anytime, really. Because he, like, dyed his hair black for this role. Anyways. Love to hate Nicolas Cage's character. But, like, I don't... Like, my emotions aren't that complex, you know? Like, if there's an evil character, like, Papa in Stranger Things... I'm not gonna spoil if you haven't watched it, but, like, it's been out for a few years now. But, I don't know, some people like him, and he's just, like, super evil. There's nothing redeemable about him. Like, if it's, like, troubled youth, I'm all for that. Like, Jess from Gilmore Girls. That's, like... Oh... And also, Christian Slater in Heathers is, like, on the verge of redeemable for me. Only because I love Heathers so much. But, like, anything more than that, I'm like, okay, like, there's no way I can like this character. He's just evil in my head. Like, in Con Air, all those convicts, especially, I forgot his name. You know the guy in that coffee commercial where the girl's crying and he's like, coffee doesn't, or something doesn't have to be this difficult. I think it's a credit card commercial, Luke. And I think he was like a wrestler or something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The guy with the long black hair that was in Con Air with all the tattoos. Machete? Yeah.
Danny
Him?
Trejo?
Huh?
Danny Trejo is his real name.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I know him from Spy Kids because I'm an OG.
Okay. Well, so his character, I mean, I feel like I'm naming people that everyone hates, but, like, I don't understand how anyone would like him. Like, he says he has a rose on his arm for each of the women that he's raped, and, like, I just don't understand how someone could like a character like that. But, like, all the characters in this movie, I felt like I couldn't like. Like, the woman cheated on her husband, but, like, I felt bad for her because her marriage was, like, failing and, like, her husband, like, didn't love her anymore. I mean, it's complicated, but, like, she wasn't feeling good about cheating. She just did it. And, like, the husband, like, I don't know, put all this pressure onto himself after his dad died. And, like, that's tough. But, like, he was ruining so many people's lives because of it, including his own. And, like, Nicolas Cage was not a good guy. And he got, like, really aggressive with everyone. But, I don't know. I don't know. But I give this movie a 5 out of 10.
A 5?
Yes!
You literally just didn't say one thing good about it. And you gave it a 5 out of 10.
I said there was some plot. It wasn't like Firebirds where there was no plot.
Firebirds, there was way more plot than this movie. It had a storyline. This movie was just This movie was just sex, nothing.
Firebirds had a goal, and they reached the goal only in the last 5 minutes of the movie. I've already talked about Firebirds. I'm not going to talk about Firebirds in this review.
There was helicopter. He was in school. He had to learn how to fly the helicopter good. He learned to fly. He passed the test. Then there was one enemy. He destroyed the enemy. That's a plot. This movie, What happened? There was an affair. It's not a plot. That was the whole movie. The only semblance of a plot was the drug storyline that was mentioned for maybe 5 minutes of this entire movie.
And the mom, and...
What? No, that's not a plot.
Yes, it is!
That's a character.
Okay, it's character development.
No, there was no development.
Guess what? That's a plot.
We didn't... That was all we had about her character.
No,
So that's
I'm not saying
development.
that. I'm saying her effect on Zandalee.
Zero effect. The whole movie was 0.
No.
I changed my thing to 0. I gave it a 0 out of 10. Yes. I'd rather do nothing.
Okay. The filmography was good. Like, the camera angles were good. There wasn't anyone breaking character. They were actors doing a good
but
job.
if it was worse, it would have been better. Like I said, it's like The Room without comedy.
Okay, well, we're all entitled to our own opinions. Just because he rates it a 0 out of 10, it might be your favorite movie. I give it a 5 out of 10. Honestly, when I was watching it, everyone was saying, oh, this is a horrible movie, but I didn't see it. I felt like, okay, like Moonstruck was like the same exact plot
But
of
at
this
least Moonstruck
movie.
was a love story. This wasn't even a love story. There was nothing.
She was trying to find herself, Luke.
She didn't. She never tried. She didn't find herself. She didn't try to find herself. Oh my gosh, that's so wrong.
Okay. We're all entitled to our own opinions.
Yes, but yours is incorrect.
Okay, you can believe that. But to me, my opinion is correct. So... Checkers, what would you rate it?
0 out of 10.
Checkers, what would you rate it?
0 out of 10.
Don't talk for her. What would you rate the movie? Oh. Oh. You just ate, so you smell like fish. Hey, sweetie. If you see something weird with her neck, it's because she has flea medicine on. Thanks for your review. Bye. Oh. Okay. Do not. Unless you have a black cat. Don't wear black and hold cats. Oh, now I got cat hair all over my face. I did not think this was the best movie we've ever seen. And I don't know if it's his worst movie yet. But obviously this movie didn't make me think less of him as an actor. He was good in the movie. I didn't like his character, but I liked his acting. Yeah, the movie's on Vudu. I used my dad's account. Shout out to my dad. I didn't want to buy the movie. So there's an option you can watch it with ads. So like every 30 minutes an ad would show up, but it was only ads for Vudu, and I'm like, boy, I got an account, like why are you trying to advertise yourself? But it was funny. Thanks for watching. Next week is spring break, so I don't know if I'm gonna have a movie review, but I'll actually probably review one of the older movies that we already watched because, like I said, I don't know if I said this, but we're going in sequential order. So if you remember, Wild at Heart was the one before this. That was 1990. This one, sorry, distraction, was 1991. So I believe his first movie was in 1987. Can you look up Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Luke?
82.
82. So he has movies since 1982. We've watched quite a few. Like, his career started with obviously a background extra character in the movie. Some people say he's only in that scene at the burger place. His name is Brad's Bud in the Can you stop doing that? In the credits, his name is Brad's Bud. But he's in like other scenes, like there's a scene after or before a football game. I can't remember that movie right now. But you can see him in the crowd, and like certain times you can just see him like hanging around with Brad. But who's Judge Reinhold? Yeah, the guy from this movie. Anyways, if there's a week where we don't have a meeting, I'll probably do one of the ones that we watched before I started the YouTube channel, so thanks! Bye!